Imagine waking up one morning without that familiar, nagging ache in your lower back, a pain that has quietly shadowed your every step for years. Now, picture being able to bend, twist, and move freely, without fear, without relying on pills or risky procedures. What if I told you that, even past 60, your spine could feel younger, stronger, and more alive than it has in decades? Science reveals that just a handful of precise exercises can do what surgery or therapy often cannot: restore mobility, relieve pain, and bring back the confidence of effortless movement. Core activation. The first pillar of relieving back pain after 60 lies in the subtle yet profound power of core activation. The core is not simply the six-pack muscles we see in advertisements. It is a deep, interconnected network of muscles surrounding the spine, the abdomen, and the pelvis, acting as the body's natural support system. These muscles, often unnoticed, quiet, and easily ignored, are the true guardians of spinal health. When they are weak or inactive, the spine bears far more stress than it should, leading to stiffness, tension, and pain that can seem unyielding. Activating these muscles, even gently, shifts the responsibility from the bones and ligaments to the muscles specifically designed to protect them. Engaging the core is not about strenuous workouts or exhausting repetitions. It is about learning to sense the body from the inside out, to awaken muscles that have been dormant for decades, and to use them in everyday movement. When done consistently, simple exercises like seated abdominal bracing, gentle pelvic tilts, or modified planks begin to create a dynamic stability that cushions every bend, twist, and lift. Over time, this activation forms a protective corset around the spine, reducing the load on vulnerable vertebrae and discs, and preventing the micro-strains that accumulate into chronic pain. What is particularly remarkable about core activation is how it rewires the body's habitual movement patterns. Many older adults unconsciously over-rely on their lower backs for stability, which perpetuates stiffness and soreness. By intentionally engaging the deep core muscles, the body learns a new language of movement, one in which support comes from strength, not fear. This conscious awareness allows for greater confidence in daily activities, from reaching overhead to bending to tie shoes, without triggering discomfort. Science confirms that strengthening these stabilizing muscles enhances proprioception, the body's sense of position in space, which is essential for balance and preventing falls. The nervous system begins to trust that the spine is supported, and in response, protective muscle spasms and tension naturally decrease. The simple act of engaging the core becomes a form of self-regulation, a dialogue between mind and body, where each gentle contraction teaches the spine resilience, flexibility, and strength, proving that even at 60 and beyond, the body is capable of remarkable restoration. The second essential step in relieving chronic back pain is the careful stretching of the hamstrings and hip flexors. These muscles, which connect the pelvis to the legs, play a pivotal role in the alignment of the spine. Over decades of sitting, walking, and repetitive movement, they often tighten and shorten, pulling the pelvis forward and increasing the arch in the lower back. This subtle imbalance may seem invisible at first, but over time, it creates persistent tension, pressure on vertebrae, and discomfort that radiates from the lower back down to the legs. The elegance of targeted stretching lies in its ability to counteract years of habitual tightness, restoring natural posture and creating space for the spine to function as it was designed. Stretching these muscles is not about forcing the body into extreme positions or painful bends. It is about patience, precision, and mindful attention. Gentle hamstring stretches, either lying down with a strap or seated with a straight leg, allow the fibers to elongate without triggering defensive muscle spasms. Similarly, carefully opening the hip flexors through lunging stretches or supported kneeling positions releases the forward tilt of the pelvis, reducing compression in the lumbar region. Each stretch is an invitation for the muscles to remember freedom, and the nervous system gradually learns that length and flexibility are safe and desirable. The benefits extend beyond mechanical relief. As these muscles soften and lengthen, blood flow and nutrient delivery to surrounding tissues improve, accelerating recovery and reducing inflammation. The body begins to move with less restriction, and tasks that once seemed precarious, such as climbing stairs or picking objects from the floor, become smoother, almost effortless. These stretches teach the body that age does not necessitate tightness or immobility, only mindful care and consistent practice. Through this deliberate work, the pelvis finds its natural alignment, the spine decompresses, and a quiet, profound sense of freedom returns to every step. The third cornerstone of back pain relief is the deliberate cultivation of spinal mobility. Many adults, especially after 60, develop a habit of avoiding bending, twisting, or extending the spine, fearing discomfort or injury. Ironically, this avoidance often intensifies stiffness and pain. The spine is not a rigid structure, it is a dynamic system of vertebrae, discs, and supportive ligaments designed to move in multiple directions. Gentle, consistent motion encourages fluid exchange, nourishes the intervertebral discs, and maintains the curves that act as natural shock absorbers. Spinal mobility exercises are subtle but profound. Simple seated rotations, gentle side bends, and controlled extensions wake up vertebrae that may have been neglected for decades. Each movement is performed with awareness, integrating breath and attention to avoid strain while encouraging flexibility. Over time, these exercises recalibrate the nervous system, teaching it that movement is safe and pain-free. The joints regain their glide, the muscles around the spine relax, and stiffness slowly melts away. This work is not merely physical, it is also meditative. Mindful spinal movement fosters a connection between the mind and body, cultivating an intuitive understanding of alignment and balance. As mobility increases, the body experiences a newfound freedom in ordinary activities. Reaching overhead, twisting to look behind, or bending to lift light objects becomes easier, more controlled, and less threatening. In essence, spinal mobility restores not just function but confidence, reminding the body and mind that age is not a sentence to rigidity but an invitation to rediscover fluidity. The fourth principle focuses on strengthening the glutes and back extensors, often overlooked but essential muscles for spinal support. Weakness in these areas shifts the burden onto the lower back, which can amplify pain, fatigue, and postural collapse. The glutes are more than aesthetic muscles. They are the engines of movement, stabilizing the pelvis, controlling leg motion, and absorbing force during walking, climbing, or lifting. The back extensors, running alongside the spine, maintain upright posture and allow for controlled bending. Strengthening these muscles rebalances the body, redistributes load, and creates a resilient foundation for all daily activities. Exercises for this purpose are precise and intentional rather than heavy or high impact. Bridging movements, gentle back extensions, and standing hip lifts engage these muscles gradually while protecting the spine. As strength develops, postural alignment improves, reducing compensatory strain on the lumbar region. Movement becomes more efficient, the spine more supported, and balance more reliable, which is particularly crucial for older adults. The mind also senses this newfound strength, and fear of bending, lifting, or twisting diminishes. Beyond mechanical benefits, activating these muscles enhances circulation, promotes neural engagement, and encourages the body to recruit the right muscles for the right task. It is an elegant interplay. Muscles supporting the spine signal safety to the nervous system, which in turn relaxes protective tension. The result is a virtuous cycle: strengthening, stabilization, and relief, that demonstrates the remarkable capacity of the human body to adapt and recover even after decades of weakness or disuse. The final element in this approach is integrating mindful breathing and body awareness. The physical exercises described above achieve their fullest impact when paired with intentional breath and consciousness of movement. Diaphragmatic breathing relaxes tight muscles, improves oxygenation, and signals the nervous system that the body is safe, reducing spasms and tension that often amplify pain. When synchronized with gentle movements, each breath becomes a guide, a rhythm that coordinates muscles, joints, and mind. This practice transforms exercise into a restorative dialogue. As the body moves, awareness helps detect subtle imbalances, areas of stiffness, or tension, allowing adjustments before strain occurs. The combination of deep breathing and careful attention teaches the nervous system to release habitual guarding patterns, encouraging smooth, natural motion. It cultivates a compassionate connection with the body. Pain is no longer a battle but a signal, a message to guide movement, alignment, and care. Mindful awareness also fosters confidence. Every bend, twist, and lift becomes an opportunity to engage fully, with control and intention, reducing the fear and hesitation that so often limit mobility in older adults. Over time, this holistic approach, integrating core strength, flexibility, mobility, and awareness, reshapes the body's experience of itself, reinforcing that even past 60, back pain is not an inevitability but a challenge that can be met with patience, intelligence, and deliberate care.